original estimate. And an Asian community leader in Newcastle has told Sky News the men convicted of abusing girls in the city were motivated by race and called white women, trash. Well, staying with that story, Mohammed Shafiq is the CEO of the Ramadhan Foundation, a Muslim organisation based in Manchester, and he joins me from there now by Skype. Good to talk to you. Do you agree with the comments of this community leader from Newcastle?
Yeah, this is something I've been campaigning on since 2007. It's something I said then and I said now, that there is a minority of criminals involved in sexual abuse of children in terms of on-street gang grooming who view white girls as worthless. They think that they can be used and abused in this abhorrent sort of way, where they're seen as trash. And in those circumstances, it is absolutely right that the authorities take action to bring those culprits to justice. But it's also important in my community to, rather than being defensive and look for excuses about this or to lash out against the far right or anybody else, what we should be doing is addressing the central issue here. Why is it that some people from within our community think that white girls are worthless, that children can be abused and raped in this disgusting sort of way?
Yeah, well, let me throw that back at you. What do you believe is the source, the wellspring of that attitude, of that perception?
There is a mindset, Dermot, who think that because they think that white girls are less valuable than their own daughters and sisters, that they can do whatever they want. We saw it in this particular trial in Newcastle, where one of the ringleaders got up and he was abusive in terms of his racist language. So I think, community is Pakistani community particularly, because there's an overrepresentation of Pakistani men when it comes to on-street gang grooming. We've really got to look at that mindset. Why is it that misogyny, racism about white girls exist, and how we can eradicate it? But we also, the rest of society has to reflect that, over 90%, according to the NSPCC, of child sexual abuse carried out in the United Kingdom is carried out by white people. But yes, when there's issues of on-street gang grooming, there's an overrepresentation of Pakistani men.
But I mean, does it have to be part of an overall discussion within some of those communities about overall attitudes to women? You mentioned there that they would never treat their mothers, sisters, aunts and cousins like that. But they expect them to be modest, to be respectful, and they therefore believe then that those white girls who are going around not wearing very many clothes, perhaps, drinking, that they deserve what they get. Yeah,
they live parallel lives, Dermot. They have this respectable life within the community, which is about, family man with children and respected. And then the ones that work in the night economy or are drug dealers or spend time out in the on nightlife are the people who actually have a complete different life, where they involve in the rape and abuse of children. I don't think, absolutely, in the 10 years I've been campaigning on this, that we've seen a sea change in reaction from the authorities and the police. 10 years ago, they were talking about it being a lifestyle choice. Now, actually, what we've seen a huge significant difference in terms of the reaction from the authorities. So if there are people out there that are being abused and sexually abused by any type of groomers, then we ask them to get in touch with the police and authorities, because they will take you seriously.
But what I'm also getting at is, don't they have to change the attitudes to the women within their own community? Because, they're doing the compare and contrast, are they not? Here are some, within our own community, here are modest women, and these are, for want of a better word, loose women. Does it not need some kind of sense that all women are the same and they all have the same rights?
Yeah, there's a process of education that has to go on. We shouldn't treat anybody differently just because they happen to be white or be non-Muslim. Let's switch that role. Let's see what the reaction would be if the abusers were white and the abused were Asian. And what reaction would the community have then? So actually, as a father of 4 daughters, I don't see any difference between my daughters and the girls that were abused in this case or other cases. And I think if we come from that angle, I think we'll be able to defeat it. And also, there's the far right, Dermot, who jump in on this issue, I just remind them in a few months' time there is a court case coming up in Newcastle of white European grooming gang, and all the victims are white European, so it affects all communities. And rather than point the finger at each other, we should be coming together to defeat it.
Very good points there. Just lastly, while you're with us there was a bit of a hitch on the line there, but I think it's holding up. Is there a sense, though, within elements of Pakistani communities and others that they're being picked on, they're being victimised?
No, I don't. I think these people are not being picked on. We're a community that needs to be needs to address. Sorry, we're a community that needs to address this problem that exists within our society, and the sooner we do that, the better it'll be for everybody.
Well, we will end it there. As I say, one or two little glitches there, but thank you very much indeed. Some very interesting thoughts, Mohammed Shafiq there from the Ramadhan Foundation.